There is hope tonight for some of your favorite businesses that have been closed. The state says that Maricopa, Pima, and Pinal counties will likely hit a new set of health benchmarks by Thursday. Team 12's Bianca Bono joins us with what could reopen as soon as this week. Bianca?
It's a roller coaster ride for sure.
A roller coaster that's not stopping.
A lot of our staff, if not the majority of them, this is their only job.
Jacob Corey, a managing partner of Boondocks Patio and Grill in Old Town Scottsdale, says the pandemic has hit his industry hard. Like most, they shut down in March, reopened in May. Then, even though Boondocks has a full food menu, because of its license, doors have been shut since June.
We've been closed 4 months out of 8 this year.
Now all eyes are on Thursday because the Arizona Department of Health Services says that's when businesses like bars with food, gyms, movie theaters, and water parks and tubing can start to reopen at lower capacity. Maricopa County, along with Pinal and Pima, are expected to move into the moderate range, meaning cases, percent positivity, and COVID-like cases in the hospitals are all down. Harkins Theaters already announcing all Arizona theaters will open on Friday, requiring employees and guests to wear masks. Salt River Tubing telling 12 News they'll be on pins and needles watching Thursday's data.
We're happy to get back to work.
As for bars like Boondocks, Corey is happy to be hopeful, saying he's aiming to get his staff ready and bar stocked by next week. Now, as businesses prepare to reopen, respecting new rules, Corey hopes customers will do the same.
To have the customer come in and help us by wearing their masks, staying at their table, ordering food, and just going by the rules, that's going to go a long way.
So if we hit those numbers by Thursday, gyms, bars with food, tubing, and theaters can reopen, but bars without food and nightclubs must remain closed. You can find a full list of what may reopen on our 12 News app. We're in Scottsdale. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Okay.